What's up guys, Tanner Chidester here, teaching you how to build profitable online businesses. Now in today's video, I'm gonna tell you why you shouldn't or should move to Puerto Rico. So I first wanna start with my story. Now, the first thing to understand is there's so much freaking misinformation about moving here that I kinda wanna set the record straight. So I've hired multiple lawyers, like 4, 5, 6 lawyers and tax specialists to give me different opinion. And some things you're gonna learn when you start hiring lawyers and getting legal advice is ultimately some things are left to interpretation, right? And what you can try to prove. And so lawyer's job essentially is to get you as close to the line as possible and not try to cross it. And so there's a few things that I think are incorrect, but most of it I've found out kind of the hard way and paying a lot of money is correct. So I wanna walk you through a few things. So the first thing you have to do if you're gonna get the Puerto Rico tax benefit is you have to live here. Okay, you have to physically be here at least 6 months of the year on average. And there's different tests for it where you can do more days one year or less days the other year. But ultimately, it has to be about 6 months per year on average physically being here. Then the other things is what they call connection tests. So what they don't want to do is people abuse this rule. So they don't want people moving here and then really living in the United States. So ultimately that would be buying a home here, having a car, spending a significant amount of days here, having a bank account here, a driver's license, stuff of that nature so that it looks or appears or actually is that you're more connected here than you are to the US mainland. So that's the first thing. Now, what was the biggest reason that I wanted to move here? Ultimately, it's the financial tax break. You know, I'm getting taxed over 40+% per year. I'm 29 years old. I'm making over 8 figures a year, and I'm trying to grow my net worth as much as humanly possible right now so I can take care of my family and I can do bigger things. I think people forget that to really give a lot of impact to the world, you have to have a lot of money, typically. Yes, you have your, anomalies like Gandhi and so forth like that really changed the world without a lot of financial income. But I think for the most part, if you want to innovate or you want to help a lot of people quickly, you need a lot of cash. And that's kind of the biggest reason I'm moving here. Now, why did I do that? Because ultimately over the next few years, I want to travel the world. So if you want to be predominantly in the US, I wouldn't recommend this. For me, as long as I'm in Puerto Rico for 6 months, I can go wherever I want outside the US pretty much as much as I want. So for me, I'm going to travel the world anyways. Why would I pay 40% or 50% in some states when I can just pay 4%? So that's the first reason. The second reason is I don't have a family. Right now, I just have a girlfriend. I don't have kids. So I enjoy traveling. I enjoy moving around. I sold all my cars. I sold a lot of my things. So it's very easy for me to move around. And I work a lot of the time. So when I'm not making content, I'm running my businesses. And so to me, it doesn't really matter where I live at the moment. All that really changes is what I do on the weekends. But again, I'd rather pay 4% than 40%. So if you're considering moving to Puerto Rico, what it really comes down to is, are you okay being here 6 months of the year? Do you want to travel internationally? And does the situation work with your current girlfriend or wife? If those things are in place, I really think this is a great move for you, and that's why I moved here, and it's going very smoothly. But if you're not willing to commit to those things, I wouldn't move here because either you'll get in trouble with the IRS or you just won't be happy. Ultimately, for me, it came down to the financial tax break and wanting to travel the world. And so all that fit together to where I can make more money, save a lot more, and still see the world with the same benefit. And then after 3 years, because that's the minimum to be here, because they don't want people coming down here and then just immediately going back to the States. If you could commit to 3 years, after that, if you don't want to be here anymore, you can go back without paying a penalty. The issue is some people will come down here, they stay for a little bit, they go back, thinking that they'll get the tax break, and what happens is the IRS will back tax you for not being here at least 3 years. So they've made it to where essentially there is a great benefit to you, but you have to play by the rules, and those rules are the ones that I think apply. Now, the only thing that I've had lawyers argue over is how much time you can actually spend in the USA. So some will say, you got to keep it limited, make it look like a tourist. Some will say that, hey, as long as you're in Puerto Rico 6 months, you can do whatever you want. I've heard on both sides. The rule that they're essentially looking at in the IRS form per se, I don't know which code it is the connection test. And it's very vague, right? And they give examples and it's left to interpretation, which is kind of why I don't like government, why I don't like taxes, because it's not always black and white. It's very gray area. So if you want to be as safe as possible, you would only be in the US less than 3 months a year and you would go sporadically. If you want to be as aggressive as possible, you could be in the US to up to 6 months, but then there may be factors if you get audited. So for me right now, it's not a huge issue because I'm going to be traveling so much internationally. But now that I'm in Puerto Rico, I'm spending more time with Puerto Rican lawyers and officials here, government officials that, I've met people that know government officials where I can get more insight onto how it actually works here and how it's interpreted, because Puerto Rico ultimately is the one that passed this bill. So hope that makes sense, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you like to give it a thumbs up, make sure to check one of the 2 videos on the right and left side of the screen. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.